Hi there, so glad you're here. I'm Dr. Lisa, and I'm thrilled to share some valuable health wisdom that your body will truly thank you for. If you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and a quick like on this video helps us reach even more wonderful people just like you. I'd love to know where you're watching from, so tell me in the comments below. And before we dive in, I have something special to share. My brand new ebook, Wisdom Nutrition, A Healthy Eating Guide for Seniors. It's packed with everything you need to feel your best, no matter your age. The link to get your copy is right there in the pinned comment. Trust me, it's a game changer. Let's nourish our bodies, shall we? Many seniors think strokes happen suddenly, like a switch being flipped, but the reality is that the risk of stroke quietly accumulates over time. This buildup is significantly influenced by our nighttime habits, many of which we don't even realize are harmful. What you consistently do during those hours of darkness and in the early morning can have a profound, yet silent impact on your brain health. These seemingly innocuous actions can gradually impair your brain's function, steadily elevate your blood pressure, and significantly disrupt the quality of your sleep. All major contributing factors that increase your vulnerability to a stroke. This isn't just a minor concern to brush aside. Stroke stands as the second leading cause of death for individuals over the age of 60, a statistic that underscores its seriousness. However, and this is crucial, it is also one of the most preventable conditions we face. The key lies in knowledge, understanding precisely what habits to avoid, and what positive changes to embrace. In this video, we are going to shine a light on the 8 most treacherous nighttime habits that stealthily pave the way for an increased risk of stroke. These are not obscure or outlandish behaviors. They are everyday habits that you might already be incorporating into your nightly routine without a second thought, completely unaware of the underlying danger they pose to your long-term health. The good news is that even making a conscious effort to correct just one of these habits can offer significant protection for your precious brain. So please stay with me and watch until the very end, because habit number 1 is not only the most critical, but also the one that is most frequently overlooked and underestimated in its impact. If you are over the age of 60, or if you have a loved one in this age group whose well-being you cherish, the information shared in this video has the potential to be truly life-saving. Your nighttime routine holds far more power over your health than you might currently appreciate. Let's embark on this important journey together and equip you with the knowledge to help your brain stay sharp and resilient, your heart strong and efficient, and your entire body safeguarded against the silent threat of stroke, starting from tonight. Habit number 8. Sleeping in a chair instead of in bed. Drifting off to sleep in a comfortable armchair might seem like a harmless indulgence, particularly after a large evening meal or while engrossed in your favorite television program. However, if this occasional convenience morphs into a regular habit, it can have detrimental effects on your healthy blood circulation and the vital, unimpeded flow of oxygen to your brain. When you sleep in a slumped or bent position in a chair, it often causes your neck to flex or tilt forward awkwardly. This seemingly minor postural issue can actually compress important blood vessels in your neck, directly restricting the flow of blood, carrying essential nutrients and oxygen to your brain. Over time, this chronic restriction can contribute to the development of small, often symptomless strokes known as silent or microstrokes. These tiny insults to the brain can accumulate and eventually lead to more significant cognitive decline or a major stroke event. Furthermore, maintaining poor posture during sleep in a chair can also elevate your blood pressure during the night. This forces your heart to work harder than it should, during a time when it needs to rest and recover, ultimately reducing the overall depth and quality of your rest. This compromised sleep means that your brain misses out on crucial time needed for repair, consolidation of memories, and the clearance of metabolic waste products that build up during the day. Many seniors mistakenly believe that a short nap in a recliner poses no risk, but consistently opting for a chair over a proper bed significantly diminishes your body's ability to enter the deep restorative stages of sleep that are so essential for overall health and brain protection. Make a conscious effort to prioritize the habit of sleeping in a proper bed that provides adequate support for your body, encouraging good spinal alignment and using supportive pillows for your head and neck. Remember, your brain actively recovers and rejuvenates itself during the night, but this vital process can only occur if you are experiencing truly quality rest. Don't let the perceived convenience of sleeping in a chair compromise your long-term safety and well-being. Make the mindful choice tonight to sleep in your bed and allow your brain and heart to recharge and restore themselves as they are meant to. This seemingly small change in your routine can have a profound and lasting impact on reducing your overall risk of stroke. Habit 7. Sleeping with bright lights on. Keeping bright lights illuminating your bedroom while you sleep might appear to be a trivial matter, something of little consequence. However, this seemingly innocuous practice can significantly disrupt your brain's natural biological rhythms and demonstrably increase your risk of suffering a stroke. Our bodies are exquisitely attuned to the natural cycle of light and darkness. Darkness at night is a crucial signal that triggers the internal mechanisms responsible for regulating our sleep-wake cycle and promoting overall health. Specifically, darkness stimulates the pineal gland in the brain to produce melatonin, a powerful hormone that plays a vital role in helping us relax, lowering our blood pressure, and facilitating the clearance of metabolic waste products that have accumulated in the brain throughout the day. Conversely, exposure to bright light, particularly the blue light emitted from electronic screens such as televisions, smartphones, and tablets, as well as the harsh glare of overhead ceiling lights, sends a powerful signal to your brain, tricking it into believing that it is still daytime. This artificial light exposure severely confuses your body's internal master clock, scientifically known as the circadian rhythm, which governs a wide range of physiological processes, including sleep, hormone release, and blood pressure regulation. This disruption ultimately inhibits the proper and timely release of melatonin. Without sufficient levels of melatonin circulating in your system during the night, your blood pressure is more likely to remain elevated. This sustained elevation in blood pressure places undue strain on the delicate walls of your arteries, making them more susceptible to damage and significantly increasing the risk of either a blood clot forming in the brain, ischemic stroke, or a blood vessel rupturing and causing bleeding in the brain, hemorrhagic stroke. Compelling scientific studies have consistently shown that older adults who are regularly exposed to light during their sleep periods tend to experience poorer overall sleep quality, characterized by more fragmented sleep and reduced time spent in the deeper, more restorative stages. Furthermore, these individuals also exhibit a higher incidence of cardiovascular problems, including hypertension and an increased risk of stroke. To actively protect yourself from these detrimental effects, make a conscious effort to power down and turn off all electronic screens at least 30 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. If you require some illumination during the night for safety, opt for dim night lights that emit an amber or red hue, as these colors have been shown to have a minimal impact on melatonin production. Make it a strict rule to avoid falling asleep with the television on, and consider investing in blackout curtains or blinds if external light from streetlights or early morning sun is a persistent problem in your bedroom. Remember, a darker bedroom directly translates to better, more restorative sleep, and better sleep equates to a significant increase in protection for your brain's long-term health. Night, take control of your sleep environment. Transform your bedroom into a dark, quiet, and tranquil haven, and offer your brain the optimal conditions it needs to stay healthy and resilient for years to come. Habit 6. Going to bed angry or emotionally upset. Climbing into bed while feeling consumed by anger, frustration, or significant emotional distress might seem like an unavoidable part of life, a normal consequence of a challenging day. However, consistently carrying these unresolved negative emotions into your sleep can trigger a dangerous cascade of physiological responses within your body. When you are emotionally agitated or upset, your brain initiates the release of stress hormones, primarily cortisol and adrenaline. These powerful chemicals are designed to prepare your body for immediate action, triggering a fight-or-flight response. Consequently, they cause a surge in your blood pressure, an acceleration of your heart rate, and a constriction of your blood vessels. While these responses are adaptive in short-term stressful situations, their prolonged activation due to unresolved emotional upset at night places significant and unnecessary strain on your brain and your cardiovascular system precisely when they should be winding down and preparing for rest and repair. The lingering effects of emotional tension do not simply vanish when you close your eyes and drift off to sleep. On the contrary, these emotional undercurrents often continue to percolate beneath the surface of your consciousness, potentially even influencing your dreams and keeping your body in a state of heightened physiological arousal throughout the night. This sustained state of alert readiness makes it significantly more difficult to achieve the deep, restorative stages of sleep that are crucial for brain health and recovery. Over time, this chronic sleep disruption and the associated physiological stress contribute to an increased risk of stroke. Many seniors tend to downplay the importance of emotional well-being, sometimes believing that it is simply something they have to endure or that it is less important than physical health. However, unresolved emotional tension, especially when carried into the night, can have tangible negative consequences for your physical health. It contributes to increased systemic inflammation, disrupts the delicate balance of your sleep cycles, and weakens the brain's natural processes of repair and regeneration that occur primarily during sleep. If you have experienced a particularly difficult or emotionally charged day, make a conscious effort to avoid taking that negative energy to bed with you. Instead, try incorporating calming activities into your pre-sleep routine. Simple practices such as journaling your thoughts and feelings, engaging in deep breathing exercises, listening to soothing music, or talking through your concerns with a trusted friend or family member can be incredibly beneficial. Even dedicating just 5 to 10 minutes to these calming techniques before bed can help to significantly reduce your stress levels and allow your body and mind to begin the process of unwinding and preparing for restful sleep. Remember, cultivating tranquility before bed is not just about emotional comfort. It is a fundamental aspect of physical safety and well-being. The calmer and more relaxed you are as you drift off to sleep, the more protected your brain will be while you slumber. Prioritize the health of your heart and mind by consciously choosing peace and relaxation over pressure and agitation in the hours leading up to bedtime. Habit 5. Drinking too much water before bed. Maintaining adequate hydration throughout the day is undeniably essential for overall health and well-being. However, consuming large quantities of fluids, particularly water, in the period immediately before you go to sleep can inadvertently disrupt your body's natural recovery processes during sleep and potentially elevate your risk of stroke. It is not uncommon for many older adults to consume beverages, including water, late in the evening. While the intention is often to stay hydrated, this practice can lead to frequent and disruptive trips to the bathroom throughout the early morning hours. These nocturnal awakenings fragment your sleep, preventing you from achieving the deep and restorative sleep stages that are vital for physical and cognitive health. Furthermore, each time you get out of bed, your blood pressure and heart rate undergo fluctuations as your body adjusts to the change in position and activity level. For seniors, especially those who may already be experiencing issues with balance or who have pre-existing high blood pressure, these sudden movements and physiological shifts can increase the risk of dizziness, falls, and in some cases, even trigger a stroke. Beyond the disruption to sleep and the associated risks of nighttime awakenings, frequent urination during the night, can also interfere with the brain's crucial process of eliminating metabolic toxins. This detoxification process primarily occurs during the deeper stages of sleep, and repeated interruptions can hinder its efficiency. Instead of focusing on excessive hydration in the hours leading up to bedtime, aim to drink water consistently throughout the day. This strategy allows your body to remain adequately hydrated without the need for a large fluid intake, right before sleep. Reduce your fluid consumption, especially water, approximately 1 to 2 hours before you plan to go to bed. This will give your body time to process the fluids and minimize the likelihood of needing to urinate frequently during the night. If you find that you are experiencing frequent nighttime urination, nocturia, due to medications you are taking or other underlying health conditions, it is important to discuss this with your doctor. They can help identify the cause and recommend strategies to manage it effectively. Remember, sleep is a natural and essential time for your body to rest, repair, and rejuvenate. Repeatedly interrupting this crucial period with nighttime awakenings adds a subtle yet significant pressure to your brain and cardiovascular system. Adopting a simple habit adjustment, such as strategically timing your fluid intake to be earlier in the day, can drastically reduce your risk of stroke and contribute to more restful and health-promoting sleep. Prioritize obtaining truly restorative sleep. It's not about restricting your overall fluid intake. Rather, it's about being mindful and drinking in a way that supports your sleep health and reduces potential risks. Drink smarter, not necessarily less, especially as evening approaches. Before we move on to habit number 4, I have something urgent I want to share with you. We often see that the majority of seniors tend to wait for a significant health scare or a noticeable change in their well-being before they feel compelled to take proactive steps to safeguard their health. However, this delay can sometimes be dangerous, especially when it comes to silent risks like those that contribute to stroke. This is precisely why we have developed the Senior Health Tracker app, a user-friendly and doctor-approved digital tool specifically designed for individuals over the age of 60. This app empowers you to easily and consistently record vital health information, including your sleep patterns, stress levels, blood pressure readings, and any early warning signs that might indicate an increased risk of stroke, such as episodes of dizziness or unexplained tingling sensations. These subtle symptoms often appear days or even weeks before a major event, and recognizing them early can be crucial. By diligently tracking these key health indicators on a daily basis, you create a powerful early warning system that can alert you and your healthcare provider to potential issues before they escalate. But here's an important point to note. To ensure the highest levels of accuracy, reliability, and security, we have chosen to release the Senior Health Tracker app in carefully controlled, small batches. The current batch of available downloads is rapidly filling up, so if you are watching this video now and are interested in taking proactive steps to protect your brain health, you still have a valuable opportunity to secure your access. Please do not wait for a final warning sign to appear. Take action today. Simply tap the link that you see on your screen, download the Senior Health Tracker app, and start taking control of your brain health before it is too late. Thousands of seniors are already utilizing this innovative tool and experiencing the peace of mind that comes with proactive health management, and it truly has the potential to be a life-saving addition to your daily routine. Habit 4. Skipping or incorrectly using nighttime medications. Forgetting to take your prescribed medications at night or taking them in a way that deviates from your doctor's instructions is one of the most frequently overlooked yet significantly dangerous habits that can substantially increase your risk of stroke, particularly for older adults. Many of the medications that are commonly prescribed for seniors, such as those aimed at managing high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol levels, or irregular heart rhythms, are specifically formulated to exert their therapeutic effects during the nighttime hours. This is because the risk of certain cardiovascular events, including stroke, tends to be higher during the night and in the early morning. If you routinely skip a dose of these crucial medications, especially those for blood pressure, it can lead to a sudden and potentially significant surge in your blood pressure levels during the very early morning hours. Alarmingly, this is the time of day when the majority of strokes are statistically most likely to occur. Conversely, some individuals might mistakenly believe that if they forget to take their medication at night, they can compensate by doubling their dose the following morning. However, this practice can be extremely dangerous and can lead to adverse side effects and unpredictable fluctuations in your medication levels, ultimately undermining their intended protective effects. Inconsistent use of medications confuses your body's physiological systems and weakens the long-term protective benefits that these drugs are designed to provide. To ensure that you maintain a consistent and effective medication regimen, consider implementing simple organizational strategies. Utilize a pill organizer clearly labeled with the days of the week and the specific times for taking your medications. This visual aid can serve as a helpful reminder and make it easy to see if you have taken your scheduled doses. Additionally, setting a daily alarm on your smartphone or a dedicated medication reminder device can provide an auditory cue to prompt you to take your nighttime medications. If you are ever uncertain about whether you should take a particular medication at night, or if you have any questions regarding the correct dosage or timing, it is absolutely essential that you reach out to your doctor or your pharmacist for clarification. Never guess or make assumptions about your medication schedule. Taking your medications at the correct time, precisely as prescribed by your healthcare provider, can significantly enhance their effectiveness and provide optimal protection for your brain health. Remember, a seemingly small adjustment to your daily routine, being diligent and consistent with your nighttime medications, can yield substantial benefits for your overall health and dramatically reduce your risk of stroke. Don't let forgetfulness or disruptions in your routine inadvertently place your brain at unnecessary risk. Make it a priority to take your nighttime medications exactly as they have been prescribed, and allow them to work effectively while you sleep, contributing to your long-term well-being. Habit 3. Sleeping in a cold room without warming up. While the idea of snuggling down in a cool bedroom might sound appealing and conducive to sleep for some individuals, for older adults, consistently sleeping in a room that is too cold can silently and gradually increase their risk of stroke. When your bedroom environment is excessively cold and you are not adequately covered with blankets or wearing warm enough sleepwear, your body has to work harder to maintain its stable core temperature. This physiological effort activates your sympathetic nervous system, which is the same part of your autonomic nervous system responsible for the fight or flight response. As a consequence of this activation, your blood vessels tend to constrict or narrow, which in turn can lead to an increase in your blood pressure. This puts additional and unnecessary stress on your heart and brain, even while you are asleep. Furthermore, exposure to cold temperatures during the night has also been linked to a reduction in the depth and quality of your sleep. You might find yourself waking up more frequently, experiencing more fragmented sleep, or feeling unrefreshed, tired, or even tense in the morning. If you frequently wake up with noticeably cold hands or feet, or if you experience chills during the night even when you are under the covers, it could be an indication that your body is under a subtle but persistent form of cold-induced stress. To mitigate this risk, it is important to ensure that your bedroom temperature is maintained within a comfortable and healthy range, generally recommended to be between 64 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. Additionally, make sure that you are using an adequate number of blankets or wearing thermal pajamas to keep yourself comfortably warm throughout the night. It is also advisable to avoid direct airflow from fans or open windows directed towards your bed, especially during colder months. Older adults tend to be more sensitive to fluctuations in ambient temperature, and the physiological stress caused by sleeping in a cold environment night after night can add another significant burden to their circulatory system. Creating a warm, stable, and comfortable sleeping environment not only promotes more restful and restorative sleep but also contributes to better regulation of blood pressure and reduces unnecessary strain on your cardiovascular system. This seemingly simple adjustment to your sleep environment is one of the most readily implementable yet highly protective changes you can make to support your brain health starting tonight. Habit 2. Ignoring loud snoring or sleep apnea. While occasional, mild snoring might seem like a relatively harmless and even humorous nighttime sound, persistent and loud snoring should not be ignored, as it can be a significant indicator of a potentially serious underlying medical condition known as sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a disorder characterized by repeated pauses or shallow breaths in breathing during sleep, and it dramatically increases your risk of stroke if left undiagnosed and untreated. During an episode of sleep apnea, your airway becomes partially or completely blocked, leading to a temporary cessation of breathing. These breathing interruptions can occur multiple times throughout the night, often without you being fully aware of them. Each time your breathing stops, your brain and the rest of your body experience a drop in oxygen levels. This repeated cycle of oxygen deprivation and the subsequent gasping for air places significant stress on your body's systems, leading to a cascade of negative health consequences, including increased inflammation throughout the body, elevated blood pressure, and the development of irregular heart rhythms, arrhythmias. Older adults with untreated sleep apnea often report feeling excessively tired and fatigued during the day, even after seemingly sleeping for a full night. They may also experience other symptoms such as morning headaches, a persistently dry mouth upon waking, or noticeable changes in their mood or concentration levels. A significant challenge with sleep apnea is that many individuals who have the condition are not even aware that they are experiencing these breathing interruptions during the night. If you live alone, it is important to pay close attention to how you feel upon waking and whether you experience excessive daytime sleepiness. If you have a sleeping partner, it is crucial to ask them if they have noticed you snoring loudly, gasping for air, or appearing to stop breathing at any point during the night. Fortunately, there are effective treatments available for sleep apnea, including the use of continuous positive airway pressure, CPAP machines, oral appliances designed to keep the airway open, and certain lifestyle modifications. It is absolutely essential not to ignore the signs and symptoms of loud snoring or suspected sleep apnea. Remember, sleep is the critical time when your brain works to repair and rejuvenate itself. However, sleep apnea severely disrupts this vital process by repeatedly depriving your brain of the oxygen it needs. If left untreated, sleep apnea silently and progressively increases your risk of stroke with each passing night. Taking proactive steps to address snoring and potential sleep apnea early can make a profound difference in protecting your long-term brain health. Prioritizing a good night's sleep characterized by consistent and healthy breathing could be one of the most significant protective measures you ever take for your brain. Habit number 1. Sleeping with uncontrolled high blood pressure. Going to bed night after night with consistently high and uncontrolled blood pressure is by far the most dangerous nighttime habit when it comes to significantly increasing your risk of stroke. Normally, during the nighttime hours when you are asleep, your blood pressure naturally dips or decreases, allowing your heart and blood vessels to have a period of rest and recovery. However, if your blood pressure remains elevated throughout the night, this sustained pressure keeps your arteries tense, constricted, and continuously overworked, especially during the critical early morning hours, when the majority of strokes are statistically most likely to occur. This condition, known as nocturnal hypertension, high blood pressure at night, is relatively common in older adults and often goes undetected because it frequently does not cause any noticeable symptoms. Despite the lack of overt warning signs, persistently elevated nighttime blood pressure silently damages the delicate walls of your blood vessels over time, making them more prone to the formation of dangerous blood clots, increasing the risk of a blood vessel in the brain rupturing and causing a hemorrhagic stroke, and contributing to overall cardiovascular strain and potential heart failure. The only reliable way to identify if you have nocturnal hypertension is by regularly monitoring your blood pressure at home, both in the evening before you go to bed and again in the morning after you wake up. If your readings are consistently high during these nighttime measurements, it is a strong indication that your blood pressure is not dipping as it, and that your current medication regimen may need to be adjusted by your healthcare provider. It is crucial to have an open conversation with your doctor about the possibility of nighttime blood pressure monitoring, or even the potential use of a continuous blood pressure monitoring device, such as a pulse oximeter with blood pressure tracking capabilities, to gain a more comprehensive understanding of your blood pressure patterns while you sleep. Remember, a stroke often happens without any prior warning signs that you might readily recognize, but persistently high blood pressure is a silent alarm that is ringing within your body every night. Do not ignore this critical indicator of risk. Taking proactive steps to effectively manage and control your blood pressure, particularly during the nighttime hours, can be the single most impactful and effective way to protect your brain health and significantly reduce your risk of stroke, especially after the age of 60. Now you are aware of the 8 seemingly small, yet cumulatively significant habits that can silently elevate your risk of stroke while you sleep. Each habit on its own might appear to be of minor consequence, but when combined, they create a dangerous pattern that places your brain and your entire cardiovascular system under considerable and unnecessary strain. While recovering from a stroke is possible, it often involves a long and challenging journey, and some individuals may not fully regain their previous level of function. True protection lies in prevention, and that prevention begins with awareness. And by watching this video, you have already taken that crucial first step. Make a commitment to start by changing just one of these habits tonight. Every positive change, no matter how small it might seem, contributes to a healthier and safer future for your brain. And if you haven't done so already, I strongly encourage you to download the Senior Health Tracker app. This valuable tool can assist you in diligently recording your sleep patterns, blood pressure readings, and any early warning signs of potential issues before they escalate into serious medical emergencies. Remember, adopting healthy nighttime routines not only provides crucial protection for your brain, but also contributes to improvements in your overall energy levels, your mood, and your long-term independence and quality of life. If you found the information shared in this video to be helpful and informative, please take a moment to share it with someone you care about, a family member, a friend, or a neighbor. The more seniors who are empowered with this knowledge, the more lives we can collectively save from the devastating impact of stroke. You are never too old to make positive changes for your health, and it is never too late to prioritize the protection of your precious brain. Sleep well, live longer, and stay safe. I look forward to seeing you in the next video with more practical and actionable health tips designed specifically for seniors like you.